Hello guys, welcome back to the crew calling all units versus the crew calling Wildrun, or whatever you want to call it. By that I mean Dragcars, 12.99 versus 14.97. Does it make a difference or not? Well, I'm sort of gonna find out with you guys at the same time, because I finally managed to get all my Dragcars at 14.97. I brought them down back to 12.99, and that's the first test we will do. These cars have specific full bonuses. That means they're either full grip, full acceleration, full speed bonus, depending on the car. For the Challenger, that means full grip, and we start with the Dodge Challenger for the simple reason that pre-calling all units we have done this test, and it kinda, well, it came out as one of the worst. Although number 6, 7, 8 and 9 and 10 they sorta switch position depending on the rank and such. I am on automatic gearbox, I am on full assist here. I do change to full assist for the direct trial for the simple reason you get better start from that, and that's also the reason why I'm on automatic. If you put it on manual you also sorta get stuck on the start. The one that we are going to do is a practice direct trial, and that will be the direct trial that we have to do in the finale summit between Christmas and New Year's Day. Boxing Day and New Year's Day, that's sort of where we will be fighting for the crew anniversary finale summit. 1 year of summits with that we're sort of celebrating there, so it's probably going to be something special. Not even sure by the looks of it we do have a direct trial because it's announced as one. We're in New York somewhere. It's raining. I'm kinda hoping it was not raining in this. I did a quick run here earlier and it was not raining in the direct trial itself, so I'm hoping that it doesn't take over the weather from the free drive. So what are we going to do? 3 runs. I will have a look where the red zone is for the RPM meter. .460 kilometers an hour. We're gonna try 480 in the next run and 500 kilometers an hour in the last run. That will be the point where we hit the nitro with all the cars. I've done this test before on another track, but I was losing car there because it was kind of bumpy, and so I came to this track now for the new kind of test. 15.224. So we're gonna hit the nitro at 480 kilometers an hour now. And in the last run we're gonna hit it at 500 kilometers an hour. Let's see what we get here. 15.194. Okie doke. That's the best time so far, and that probably will be the best time because I think 500 kilometers an hour is too late to hit the nitro, but we're gonna try. Might be different for some of the cars. And not even then I'm not getting the top speed out of this thing. It's a longer track, this one, so gives us probably the best idea, especially for those with a bit higher. Yeah, it is slower. So 15.194 is the time for the Challenger. Okay. It's going to be a pretty long video, I can tell you that. Because we have to do 3 runs with 10 cars twice. In a way. Because I'm testing at 12.99, I will be testing them at 14. 97 as well. So gonna equip this because it doesn't matter. I do not want it at 12.99 anymore anyway. We're gonna retry this time with the Ford Focus. There it is. Also at 12.99 and also at full grip. Why full grip? Because we have tested that during the wild run period myself, also Paraglider, other players, and this car did the fastest times full grip, just as a challenger, and it will be the same with the other cars. The best bonus on it that came out of that test, and that's what I'm doing here now. .460 kilometers an hour we're looking for. It's a bit too late, but probably the middle one will, for most of the cars it will be the fastest, meaning around 480 kilometers an hour. $14,943. Okie doke. .480 kilometers an hour this time. That's where we'll hit the nitro. Get a bit more speed, 575. We were getting 560 something earlier. Doesn't mean it's a faster time though. But I think it is because I saw 14.9 and usually you win when you get the result screen, you win like 1 or 2 tenths. 14.894. Okie doke. Last run we hit the nitro at 500 kilometers an hour, which will probably be too late. Although maybe not for this car. .580 kilometers plus, so might be a faster time even. Although you reach that later, so it doesn't necessarily mean to be. And it isn't actually. So 480 kilometers, that's for the full grip cars so far the best time. 14.922. What also changed, and that's also the reason why I'm doing this test again at 12.99, is that they have patched a few cars, and for some reason the Skyline is also super fast suddenly, which was only somewhere in the middle of the pack. But we'll see if that's the case on this longer track. Yeah, I'm going to equip this. We're gonna retry with the next, and that is the Chevrolet Camaro. Also that one is on full grip. Chevrolet Camaro, that's the one. Same story, 460, 480, 500. 3 runs, hit the nitro at those speeds. And probably the 480 will be the best again. Wouldn't surprise me. Oh my god, that's not looking good. Nope. Retry. The least I can try to do is get a perfect burn on each of the runs. Perfect chip is not always, it's a bit tricky sometimes. Kilometers. Steering a bit to the left. Not steering, but the depth itself. We'll finish in the middle anyway. $14,948. Okay. Next run, 400, which should be faster. We hit the nitro at 480 kilometers an hour. It's one of those cars again that moves before the start. Please, the cars keep on track. Done this test, tried to do it on another track earlier, but it was kind of bumpy. I lost the 370Z, I lost the CTR3 there. 14.948. That's exactly the same time as in the first run. Surprisingly. Last run, 500 kilometers an hour, where we hit the nitro. So 14.948 it is. It seems to be that 500 is a bit too late though. We're gonna equip that, retry. And get out the next full grip car, which is the Chevrolet Corvette Stingray. That is a DLC car in that way. You can get your hands on it for crew credits, but it also comes with the season pass. If you buy the season pass, then you can get your hands on it for bucks with the Sting. It's one of those 5 only CC cars, but if you buy the season pass, you can get your hands on it for bucks. That was not a good start. 460. Which seems to be, might have been with the start, but way too soon for this car apparently. It probably is going to come down to 15.9, seriously? 480 kilometers an hour, let's try that. And try to get a good start, a perfect start this time. That's more like it. .568, not enough speed. I didn't read anything about that they patched this car. They did patch the starters cars and some other cars, but not this one. 15.095. Okay. So it sort of comes on 9th spot apparently on this track. Unless it surprises us at 500 kilometers an hour per hour nitro, but normally that's too late. So to get a high speed of it at 500, but it takes longer to get to 500. So 15.0 something was the best time. 0.1494 or something. Not that important. Yep, we got a 15.094, I believe it was. So that means so far the Focus is the fastest. Focus, Camaro, Corvette, Challenger. That's kind of the ranking at this moment. Okay. Retry and take out the next contender. And that is the last one with full grip. The Ford Mustang GT 2011. This car is probably the best if you're in a crew, because it can get the highest top speed of 655 km an hour with slipstream. That is at 12.99, and that's what I want to test here, because This car had more grip, a little bit more acceleration, a bit more braking at 1497, so it might be possible that the drag cars are actually better at 1299. But we don't know that yet. Just setting a few times here first with the 1299 cars, and then we can see which is faster for the drag cars. Because I've noticed that 14908, okay, 480 kilometers an hour this time, which probably will be the best run if all goes smooth. You're not getting 655 out of it on a solo run, obviously. But if you're in a crew, that is the speed that this thing can do, especially on a long track like this one. So for the next summit, it probably will be this one. 14.19.6, so that's slower. 14.908 we had the first run, that's faster. 500 kilometers an hour. Kinda dies out on the end, so might be faster, but I doubt it. Might get a 14908 will be the fastest, which is still sort of the ranking we already had. Yep, 14908 is the fastest for the Mustang, but the ranking is still kind of correct with what we tested during the wild run. So those are kind of the full grip cars, although there is one more, but that's later. The Skyline, that is, yeah, bit strange car. I've done a test earlier and suddenly it was like the 4th best or even the 3rd best, which is normally not the case. Normally it was somewhere in the middle of the pack. Might be faster than the Mustang, it might also not be faster, depending on the track. Unless they have patched that, because on my previous test this thing was suddenly pretty fast. .460 kilometers an hour, and again it seems to be pretty fast. Going from 460 to 570. This one is full speed, in case I didn't mention it yet, so it has 11 speed bonus parts on it. Yeah, look at this. 14.624. They definitely did something with this car. This car was not so fast. And it's probably not the best, because at 480 it probably do better. Almost reaching 580 kilometers an hour suddenly. But it's slower though. 14.624 was the best in the first run. 500 kilometers an hour. Probably worse, but we'll see. Can do 585 that way though. .14664. Yeah, I have no idea what they did with the Skyline, but they did something. This is the second track I test this car on, and suddenly it's way faster than all the rest. At least still the ones that we tested so far. 14.624. That we are 3/10 faster than we were with the other cars. But yeah, we'll see. Number 4 in the normal ranking, tested at 12.99 during the wild run period, was the 370Z or the RT35 Rough. One of those two, depending on the track, they usually switch position occasionally. But now I'm not so sure anymore, because that Skyline suddenly had a lot of power. Can immediately do 581 from 460, so it should be faster, or somewhere in that area of the Skyline time though. But this can get a higher speed. Yeah, it's pretty close though. 14.640. Next run, yes please. 480 kilometers an hour. That should be the run where it's faster, but it has a pretty small green zone to hit for the shifting, which makes it a bit tricky to get the perfect shift every time. Got it though, 3 times. It's going toward 590. This thing can go over 600 by the way. Perfect burn, perfect start, perfect shifting. Should be faster, but never know with this game. You see? It's slower than the previous run. We did 14.640 here previous. So, but again, this is the second track where suddenly the Skyline is faster than 370Z. Unless I hit the nitro late with this one. 500 kilometers an hour. It reaches almost 600 though. Ah, that is it. You need to hit the nitro later with this thing. 14.578. So it is still faster apparently. But still, the Skyline surprised me though. On a previous test and now on this test again. Normally it was 6th, 7th in the ranking, and now it's suddenly 5th. Till this point. Never know. One of the others might be slower. But like I said, this one in comparison with the Rough RT35, they were always 3rd or 4th, and they were sort of switching position depending on the track. This car has a 10,000 acceleration state, and the reason that it has that stat is because it is full acceleration. That did give the best times with this car. At one point we have tested them with a full speed bonus, with a full acceleration bonus, with a full grip bonus, and also with a full braking bonus. 460, off we go. And that's where this full grip and full acceleration comes from. So that comes from that test. I just take out the best for each of the cars coming from that test, and that's what I test here. So in this case that means full acceleration for the RT. That gave the best times back then in the test. So 14.561, we are already faster, so it seems that the ranking seems to be more or less the same. If the two last ones go faster than this thing, but we'll see. 480 kilometers an hour we are looking for here now. Kinda wonder, did they fix the automatic gearbox because suddenly I can shift with all the cars. It was not the case in the lossless qualifiers, where you have to shift 2 times before it actually shifted sometimes. What does it say? Faster again. 14557. 500 kilometers. Hit any through. We'll see. Don't expect that to be faster though. Although it is a long track, it might be. Also, this one can go over 600 kilometers an hour. And I missed the shift. That can't be a good thing. Yeah, this is going to be slower. I only reached 580, so... But nevertheless, it is faster than the Skyline. And then the 370Z. So on this track, it should be the third. 14.557 is the best. Which leaves us with 2 more cars. Number 2 in the previous ranking, where we did the tests, was the Viper. 2013 Viper, that is non-available for all players though. You need to have the season pass to get your hands on this car. It comes with one of the monthly packs. They are included in the season pass, so I think this one comes with the speed pack. If I'm not mistaken, this one, the Alfa Romeo 4C and the Saleen are in the speed pack. But there are also all those packs. There are 4 of those monthly packs. And they are all included in the season pass. .460. That was a bit late. It was more 468 or something that I hit it, but yeah. This is more of a combo drag car, and by that I mean if you come to this track with a full team, you use 1 or 2 Vipers, 1 or 2 Mustangs, you will have a perfect score with your Mustang. But as you can see, already pretty close to the RT. And normally it should be faster. It probably will be if I hit it at 480. And so these 2 perfect shifts out of 3. And the reason for that is it doesn't have a 10,000 acceleration stat, but it is the fastest accelerating though. But then it kind of dies out. It doesn't go that high top speed. But the acceleration, as you can see, kind of matters. 14.543. So it is still number 2 in the drag ranking. At least, going by the fact that the first one will be a bit faster. .500 kilometers an hour, and that probably will be too late for this car, since it already dies out at 480 or so. But we'll see. Might be faster. It's a long track, but kind of doubt it. .370Z 14.57, the RT 14.55, and this one is even faster at 500, 14.538. But as I said, if you come to this track with the Mustang in a crew, the Mustang will be the fastest. I'm pretty sure about that. And the reason for that is the top speed. But you need something alongside which has a fast acceleration, like the RT or the CTR 3 or this Viper, so that you can get some slipstream from those fast accelerating cars. Mustang is not that fast in acceleration. And then it can reach up to 655 kilometers an hour, something like that. Which leaves us with the rough CTR3, which was always in the wild run period. It was always the fastest. Always has been the fastest in a solo run. But a bit trickier to get it all right though. Especially the shifting is pretty kind of okay. 460. There we go. And we're not talking about hundredths or tenths of a second this time. We're talking about 2/10 all of a sudden. Three perfect shifts, 480 we're looking for. Off we go. Tiny slower than the first run. It's kinda surprising because normally this car is best at 480. .500 this time. Kinda dies out, so 490 might be the best here. But we're going and jumping from 14.538 towards 14.3 something, so it's still the fastest. 14.362 our first run, hit the nitro at 460 kilometers an hour, so maybe 470 is the best, because 480 was pretty close. Nevertheless, it still is the fastest in solo. Full acceleration this one as well. 14.362. Fastest time so far. So I'm going to have a look at the ranking here. So we have the CTR at 1, the Viper at 2, 3 is the RT, 4 is the 370Z. The Skyline is number 5. And what's then? Then we have the Mustang at number 6. The Focus at number 7. The Camaro at number 8. The Corvette at number 9. And the Challenger at number 10. That makes more sense. So it was top 6, I was correct. And like I said, 7, 8, 9, 10, depending on the track, they often switch. So what we are going to do is take out one by one these cars and put them at 1497. So auto equip the parts. That's one. Camaro. $14.97. 370Z. I have to do it like this. Well, at least it's a bit faster than going to the headquarters and do all that. Then you have to do it part by part. This you can put all 11 parts on it like this. I am, while I'm doing this, I'm thinking about Monster Spec doing the same story. I also have my Monster Specs at 1497. So I might do the same, but yeah, it's a bit Bit tougher to test the monster specs. Where can you test them in a monster arena? Yeah. Okay, but that depends. If you go to the mountain states, we often use the Abarth because it's a small car. Quickly go over them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and Viper. So, number 10 in the 1299 ranking was the Challenger. So let's take that one out. Gonna do the same test, same track, same speeds, 460, 480, 500. And see if there is any difference with the 1299 cars. And well, I'm as curious as you guys. Because I think for some of these cars, depending on the bonus you had on, it might give a difference, and some might even be slower, I guess. So 15.194 was the fastest time we had here with this thing. The 460 hit the nitro. 460 kilometers an hour, that is, because some people still don't get that. I'm from Europe. I have the metric celsius or system. $15.3. Okay. $480 kilometers an hour, please. But I think I already saw it, what it's going. My guess is it won't make a big difference for those cars that are full acceleration, which is the CTR3, the RT and the 370Z. But for the other cars who have a specific bonus, speed, grip, 14.274. And how do you know? It's mostly of them are grip though. $15.274, right? That was the fastest time so far. $500 kilometers an hour. $15.274. $15.3. Okay, so the best I could get out of it was at $15.274. The best I could get out of the car at $12.99 full grip bonus was 15.194. That means it's about a tenth slower. Interesting. Maybe it had to do with shifting, maybe not. Oh, shifting starts, we'll see. Number 9 in the ranking was the Corvette. Full grip. So let's have a look. $460. $15.094 was fastest with this thing in the 1299 test. 15.093. Okay. 480 kilometers an hour. $15,116. That's slower. Kilometers an hour we're looking for. Nope. Slower again. So we have a 15.093. That is 1,000th of a second faster. So sort of equal for this one. The Challenger was slower at 1497, but maybe it was something to do with the shifting. That I shifted at the wrong time or something like that. Number 8 was the Camaro with a time of 14.948. Okay. Let's have a look. Started doing this test for the simple reason that I found that some cars drive differently at 1497, like for instance the Pagani Huayra. I really didn't like the Huayra much at 1299, but yeah, it was the fastest performance spec, so... But now it, to a keyboard player as myself, it handles differently. I don't even like it at 1497, so there's a good chance I'm going to bring down my Huayra back to 1299, because... 15.0... This is a Camaro. Okay. Let's have a look at 480 kilometers an hour. $15.113. Okay. 500 kilometers an hour then. So we had a 15.074 or something in the first run. $15.074 in the first run. I think it's still going to be the best that I improve here. No, 15.074 or something it was. 15.074, 12.99, 14.948. Again, this is the second car. The second car which is slower at 14.97 than at 12.99. Interesting. Number 7 in the ranking was the Ford Focus with a time of 14.922. Okie doke. Let's have a look. Could be that I didn't shift well with the Challenger, but now it's a Camaro already slower as well. The Corvette was also equal time, wasn't faster, wasn't slower, but have a look at this one. 460. $14,999. That's about 700 slower so far. The 480 run. It seems like they are losing a little bit top speed at 1497, which might sort of makes it normal that they're a tiny bit slower. But 14978, okay, a bit faster, but still not the 14922 we got from run number 1 with the 1299 car. Kilometers an hour. That gives us the highest top speed, but takes longer to get there, so doesn't mean it's faster. 14978 we were, or something like that, 79, whatever it was. 14989. No. 14978 I think it was, that second run, and that is slower than at 1299. Although it's not that much, it's 56 thousandths of a second or something, but well, it's slower. Slower is slower in drag. It's as simple as that. Number 6, the Mustang. Full grip, or with this overall bonus now at 1497. That's what they sort of have, a full I'm gonna check something. Stats are the same there for the Mustang. 14908 with it at the 1299. Let's have a look. I should get perfect shifts out of this one because it has a wider green zone to shift. That's 3 perfect one, 460. Finish. $14,938. Again, that's 300ths of a second. We got a 1490, 30 thousandths slower again. But yeah, this was the first run. This one I think was best with the second run, no? 480 run. Nope, that's slower. We had a 14,938 in the first run. Or maybe it was a 500 run then. $15.0. Okay, so we got a 14.938 as fastest time here. We had a 14.908 in the 12.99 run again. Till this point, the Corvette was sorta equal with the 12.99. All the other cars are slower. It doesn't change that much. I mean, there's not that big of a difference, but still, it's slower, which kind of matters in drag. Next up, the Skyline, which did a 14.624. Full speed bonus. That means 11 speed bonus parts on it. Now it has overall bonus with the 1497 stat. So, if something is going to be slower, it probably will be this one. Although it gets a bit more acceleration than 1497. If it's possible, like DRT has a score of 10,000 acceleration, so it can't get more acceleration. That's the maximum. What do we get here? 14.613. Aha. We actually found a car which is faster. $14,527. Okay. $14,527. Yep. 14,527 is about 1/10 or 100,000. We did a 14,624 in the 12.99 run. We do a 14.5 this time. So it's actually faster. Which makes sense in a way, because with this car has speed bonus at 12.99. That's the best times you can get out of it, is with speed bonus, and now it has more acceleration, more grip, more brakes, and it already had the speed, so kinda normal that this one is faster. Let's have a look at the next one. The 370Z, which is a car that has full acceleration. It should do about the same times, I guess. See, this is sorta an overall acceleration bonus thing. Bit more grip, bit more braking. Top speed stays the same. And it also has acceleration. So it also has acceleration at 12.99 because we used acceleration bonus for this one. So we should get about the same times out of this thing. What did we do? We did a 14.578 in a 12.99 run. We get a 14.6 this time. Also, this one would make sense that it's a tiny bit slower. Because you have the overall bonus now, and it was at full acceleration. I think we did the best run with the 500, no? This was the 480 run. $14,707. Gets worse. That's not good enough. So it has to come from the last one, or it's another car which is a tenth slower than at 12.99. But I do think we got it from the 500 run. 500 run meaning that I hit the nitro at 500 kilometers an hour. Where it comes close to 600 kilometers an hour top speed, so I believe it can do 605 with slipstream. So this should be a 1405, although I missed a gear there, but nope, slower. 14,694 is the fastest I could get out of this thing. Okay, that's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Corvette was kinda equal, the Skyline was faster. And all the other drag cars are slower at 1497 so far. The RT, which is just like the 370Z, was a full acceleration car at 1299, and of course now it has an overall bonus. But as I looked at the stats here for this thing, and it's still at 10,000 though. Acceleration stat. Uh, 14,557 was the fastest. 14,642. Okay. And that was with 3 perfect shifts, if I... Okay. What was that? I wasn't steering. I have to retry that one. Seeing it is a 480 run, which I think was the best one for the 1299 car. Come on. Nope. Jesus. What's going on with this car? No, I missed the burn again. The revs are kinda, well, you go on the throttle and you go up throttle and then sorta... We'll do it like that. .480. It also dies out apparently on top speed. $14,669. And again, what is it doing? I I wasn't steering and the car goes to the left there. Damn thing. $14,669, that was. $14,700 even. $14,669. Again, that's 1/10 slower. That might not mean much, 1/10, but if you do that in a drag trial in a summit or in a summit qualifier, it's gonna cost you 50-60 places in that drag trial, because we're talking about hundreds and even thousands to get or to win a couple of spots in that ranking. So in the general thing seems to be that at 1497 these things are about a tenth slower. The only thing which went faster was the Skyline. And that's kind of normal because it was lacking at 1299, it was lacking a bit of acceleration. It gets a bit extra now at 1497. Let's see what the Viper can do. 14,538. That's what it did at 1299. $14,620. Okay. Have a look at 480 kilometers an hour. $14,684, that's even slower. This was a 500 run where I finally managed to get 3 perfect shifts. Also that might depend, but not for a tenth. 14,620, 14,708. Okay, so it is 14,620. Again, about 80,000 of a second slower. That's about 1/10. I think it's already pretty obvious at the meanwhile. These things are slower at 1497 than at 1299, except for the Skyline apparently. But that Skyline was also the only one who had a speed bonus. Seen that was the best. Let's have a look at CTR3, shall we? But also that I found out in the current drag trial that it wasn't that fast. So I also don't expect a 14.326 here. But we'll see. $460. Probably the same. This might probably, just like Corvette was kinda equal. 14.397. But the 14.362 you see there is the fastest time we did here on this track with this car. Yeah, that didn't work. Too late on the shifter. Then it doesn't stand a fair chance this way. And this one does suffer from that gear bug. You have to tap the shift twice before it actually shifts. Or it might be a rough thing. Did they ruin the rough? Because also in dirt spec it kinda gets stuck. Although that's the RT then, but 14.5, that's a bit exaggerated. This was a good one. I'm gonna hit it at 480. Because that's normally the best speed for this car, so see if I can approach the 14.362. But it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Came close here with a 14.397 in the first run, but nope. 14.397. Gonna do 3 more runs with this car, seeing it is the best. You need to be sure here. Or at least one. I need to do one at 500 kilometers an hour because I hit the nitro at 480 twice in the previous 3 runs. Because I missed a shift there in the second run. So we'll start with the 500 and then do a shifting is pretty okay with this one. 500 kilometers an hour. .590 we hit. I saw 14.5 on the screen, so it's going to be a 14.4 something. Yeah, 14, almost 14.5. Okay, we're gonna do a 460, 470 maybe. That's a good one. 460, 470, something like that. I hit the nitro. And a 14, yeah, it might be a 14.3. Nope, 14.4 again. Okay. So that's a 14.36, 14.39. Okay, gonna hit it at 460 now. .4, 14.3, something like that again. .397 is the best we did in the previous 3 runs. Nope, I'm not getting 14.3 even now. 14.4. Okay. So I'm not getting it out of it. I got a 14.397 out of this thing in 14.97 and a 14.362 at 12.99. That was faster. So the Viper 1/10 slower, the RT 1/10 slower, 370Z 1/10 slower, the Mustang about half a tenth slower, the Corvette sorta equal, the Camaro 1/10 slower, the Focus half a tenth slower, the Challenger 1/10 slower. Only the Viper did 1/10 faster at 1497, and that was the only one that was on a speed bonus. CTR3, RT, the 370Z were at a acceleration bonus. Viper, Mustang, Corvette, Camaro, Focus and Challenger were at a grip bonus. Meaning 11 grip bonus parts on it. And all those cars were faster at 1299 than at 1497. So the only thing which seems to have an improvement is the Skyline. Skyline did a 1452 compared to a 1462 with 1299 score. And the Corvette was 15094 versus 15093, so that's kinda equal. But all the others were 1/10 slower at 1497. So this magical new number 1497 doesn't seem to be that good. As I said before, I also had a feeling that the Pagani Huayra didn't drive that good at 1497 than at 1299. And they seem to top out a bit on top speed. Although on the stats, well, you can see it on the stats because you kinda lose half a point or something. Half a point, 1 point on some cars compared to 1299. So for me, the conclusion from this test is that I'm going to put my cars back down to 1299. And that means a grip bonus for the Challenger, Focus, Camaro, Corvette, Mustang and the Viper. All those cars are full grip, 11 level 50 parts with a grip bonus on it. The Skyline had a speed bonus, but that one is faster now with this acceleration bonus overall thing that you get at level 60. So I might keep the Skyline at 1497. CTR3, RT35, the two roughs, and then the 370Z Nissan. Those had a full acceleration bonus, and also those are slower. So they are going back to 1299. That's the conclusion I make out of this. I keep the Skyline at 1497 and I bring the other cars back to 1299 with the specific bonuses that they had on them. That's the only conclusion I can make from this test. The cars, drag cars more specifically, except for the Skyline, but all the others are slower at 1497. I will see you guys in the next one, and bye for now.